All right, welcome all. We are going to talk to Ant. Ant did something amazing last month, and it's something that's available for everyone to do and to utilize, and that is he capitalized on the ultimate business transformation, meaning he got 1,500 bonus points out of the possible 3,000, which means that there's 3,000 bonus points that we can all work to achieve every single month. And we can achieve that by enrolling 3 brand partners a week. 3 brand partners a week gets you 500 extra points. So right there, there's 4 weeks in the month, and we can achieve 2,000 points extra on top of the points of the people we're enrolling. And then if we get at least 10 people a month, that's an extra 1,000 points. Now, the awesome thing about Ant is one of those weeks he got 500, and the very last week he also got another 500, but that last week didn't count for this month. So he got 10 total. He got 3 people his first week. 2 weeks later, he got 7 more people in a week. And so that put him to 10, and he got 1,500 total bonus points. And then when you add up all of the points of the brand partners that he enrolled throughout the month and the customers, it equaled 6,000 points, which makes him executive. Now I'm just going over this in case some of you guys don't know, because this is a way to get in and to get moving quick. Up rank, which equals money, which I'm going to go over here in a second. He didn't do it alone. One of his brand partners also enrolled 3 people in 1 week. So that person, Nate, achieved 500 extra bonus points, which went up to Ant also. So we all, and every single person in our tree, have this ability to attain a large amount of points by just focusing on 3 brand partners a week. And if we do that out of 3 out of the 4 weeks of the month and get 10, that's an extra 1,000 that goes onto our back office points. And once we pass consultant, director, and executive fast start, which Ant did, that's $1,500 in fast start bonuses on top of the regular commission from sharing this opportunity with our network. So Ant had a really big month. And for me, this is something I want to highlight, because this ultimate business transformation is new. It's something the company's just doing for us, and it's to stimulate stories like this, where someone can get enrolled and in 1 month hit executive. Now, I want to point out that the enroller of Ant, which in this case just happens to be me, also receives his fast starts. So he came in, hit consultant within 10 days, and then there's timelines for the director and executive. But he hit them all within 3 weeks. So he hit them ahead of schedule. He got $1,500 bonus. I also got $1,500 bonus. So why I'm telling you this is not to brag about me making money. It's to let everyone know on this call, everyone know who's watching this, that if anybody that you enroll goes through this program just like Ant did, then all of those fast start bonuses is coming to you. And you can imagine if you have more than one person doing this every month, then those numbers add up. $1,500 times a few people is a lot of money. So we all really want to pay attention to this, and we all really want to see how Ant strategized and Ant got through this. I don't think it was easy. That's why I want to talk to him. I have some questions here. So Ant, how's it going, buddy? Where are you living at?
I'm in Iowa, Council Bluffs, Iowa. So right smack dab in the Midwest.
All right. So some questions. One of the main questions I have for you is, like, when you enrolled as a brand partner, what were your intentions when you were enrolling? What were your intentions after you enrolled? And at what point did you sort of see that, like, wow, I'm going to finish this thing off at above 6,000 points by the end of this month? Like, what was your journey, and what was, when you were making these choices of how in you were going to be and how far you were going to go with this?
Well, when I first got signed up with Purium, I had watched your journey on Instagram for quite a while. And I had previously been doing some coaching of CrossFit and some personal training, and I just wasn't able to like make enough money. And also I wasn't really satisfied with what I was doing. So my intention when I first started was to be involved in a group of people that are motivated and living a healthy lifestyle, something that I aspired to become more like and acquire those things into my own life. And so my intention was, one, to get healthier, two, to be able to help other people, and then three, kind of shift out of the paradigm of working the 9 to 5, like coaching lifestyle, and be able to live life more on my own terms. So that were the first three main motivators for me. And when I realized that I made consultant within the first 10 days, I mean, that was really the biggest motivator to keep going. And then I was able to get to director. And then once I got to director, I was like, oh, dude, this isn't as hard as I, maybe had previously thought that it was going to be. And then I hit it a little too aggressive with my approach. And I'm sure we'll talk about that here in a few. But once I was able to restructure my thought process and the way that I was approaching this business, I was able to sign up 7 people in one day.
Yes. Yes. Was that the last day of the month?
It was, yeah.
Okay. So all of those people you kind of planted seeds with going into that last day?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So since you brought it up, I just want to share from my perspective what happened. Ant rolled in and he enrolled 3 brand partners. And then one of those people enrolled 3 brand partners, and that all happened within his first week. And so when he did that, I was like, whoa, this guy's like shotgun blast coming out of this. And then there was no movement on his account for like 14 days or something. It was like 10 to 14 days, no movement on his account. And I called him and was like, yo, Ant, what's up? And was it you? It was you. What was your answer to that question?
Well, basically what had happened is like I had taken my experience in the military and my experience as a coach, and I was trying to be this motivating, like dominant presence. And I was also trying to be the expert where I was like giving too much information, trying to explain to people how awesome of this opportunity was, and just being very overbearing. And it was not successful whatsoever, actually. People were like, whoa, dude, like chill out. And so after we got on the phone, you gave me some strategies, told me to slow down, change, stop being so like dominant with my masculine energy, and just kind of like taper back a little bit. And so some of the seeds that I had planted in that like 10 to 14 days of no movement were almost like dead. And a few of them were still kind of like bubbling and alive. And so I just re-engaged with those people that I thought were still potentially going to move forward. And then just by like changing my approach, being more chill, not trying to like close the sale on the first day or even like sell in general, just trying to connect with them and show them that this is working for me and it can very easily work for you. It was like boom, boom, boom. And then that last day, I kind of just set the tone for them to take action, like in a sense of just kind of using my words to say, well, if you're thinking about taking this opportunity, we have the ultimate business transformation and it's like setting us up for success. And so I kind of shared that vision with them. And then that was like, boom. I mean, there's probably out of the 7 that I signed up on the last day, I would say 4 are going to be legitimate business builders. And the other 3 were kind of on the fence on what their approach is going to be. But yeah, it was a lot easier once I just slowed down and took my time versus trying to like be overpowering.
Nice. I like that. So, you already discussed the ultimate business transformation with these people before they enrolled into the business.
Right. Once I had the understanding that they were motivated to want to share the products as well, I thought that was like, in my opinion, I thought that was something that would be beneficial so that they could see the ability to duplicate what I was doing, and that it wasn't some far-fetched, like you have to be this type of person with this skill set. Like it's available to everyone.
Hmm. So, in talking to Ant during that sort of dip in activity, uh, I was talking to him and I was realizing that, like, hey man, you're like a big, strong dude, and I'm assuming that the first week you didn't really know a lot, and that's why people were enrolling in you, because you were maybe just showing them what you knew, like from a very beginner standpoint. And then we discussed it. It seemed like you started learning a lot more, and then wanting to show people why the foods are good, and why this business opportunity is going to be really good for them. And that in my experience ends up being a lot of pressure, especially from like males that wear sleeveless shirts and have facial hair, and on the shirt it says army. Like this behavior is, males and females, we utilize this differently. And yes, there are differences between males and females from this standpoint. Maybe from other standpoints, there's no differences. But from this standpoint, the approach is different from a big, strong male perspective. And sometimes these type of males, if they're saying like, "Hey, this is good, this is good, this is good. Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it?" The apothecary is wonderful for your sleep because it just comes across as too much. So I was like, Ant, just chill out and just build connections. Don't worry about them signing up with Purium. This is the network. And my conversation with Ant has actually changed a lot how I promote this. Like during this whole thing, the coronavirus was happening, right? And so how our systems as an organization with the Holistic Justice League, the things that Seema and I are doing, Seema's been, running the meetups in Santa Monica for almost a year and a half, like religiously, and they've been super successful. We were doing them this year, and it was like every single person that came to our meetups ended up enrolling, and we didn't even ask them to enroll. So this is where this whole philosophy of just send people to the meetups is coming from, because I suggested to Ant, like, hey, Ant, quit telling people about the products. Just have them look at the website, have them go to the Zoom, and try to say less. And this is the strategy that's working for a lot of people. So I want to urge everybody, if you're trying to maybe finish your cleanse so that you have an experience, or you're trying to research the product so that you have something to say to people, it's not necessary to do that. We say everything on the website that people need to hear. We say everything at the Zoom, on the Zooms that people need to hear, and they just really want to be your friend, So you want your people to still look at you as their friend, and you want them analyzing the website as like a determination of they say yes or no to the website. You don't want to give them this weird pressure that you're just waiting there with your arms crossed, like, are you going to do this? Are you going to pay for it? Are you going to pay for it? Just chill out, back up, send them the information. And that was the change, it seems, for Ant, is just calming down and sharing like a friend was. So Ant, I need to ask you, how much was money a motivation for you to go through this?
I mean, I think that money is always a motivating factor for a lot of things, but honestly, for me, I was really trying to share the vision with people to allow them to better their health and strengthen their immune system during this time. So that was my motivation. And I had done multi-level marketing before with another company, and I didn't really align with their products, and I didn't, think that their overall vision was something that I was into. And so also being with Purium now and just like seeing the network, seeing everyone that's involved from the highest level all the way down to our organization, I mean, it's just amazing. And so that was a huge motivating factor as well.
What do you, when you're talking to people about enrolling, are you mentioning money? Like, what's your main talking points when you're speaking with people regarding business opportunity?
With the, if I think that somebody's going to be motivated by money, I may like just hint on the fast start bonuses. But for the most part, what I try to share is just the product and like how they're making me feel.
What else do you do in your life besides this? You mentioned coaching. Are you doing other stuff now?
Yeah, so I'm a Reiki practitioner. So I see clients and do energy healing, which has kind of slowed to almost nothing at this point, but that's what I was doing. I also teach a breathwork and meditation class at a local yoga studio. And I've been doing some side jobs with buddies, like some tree removal and things of that nature. But yeah, the past few weeks have slowed down quite a bit. So it's really given me the opportunity to be plugged into the Purium business. And so this last week specifically, I've just been planting lots of seeds.
Right, right. So I was leading into where, like, how are you networking? How are you building a network? Where's, what sort of habits are you doing on a daily or weekly basis so that you all of a sudden have 10 people to sign up? For some people, they might be even thinking like, I don't even talk to 10 people in a week. How did this person get 7 brand partners in a day? So how did you open yourself out to cast a bigger net?
Well, I utilize social media as a huge platform that we all have like at our fingertips. And so, like Seema has talked about in some of the trainings before, and I just actually started doing this over the past few days, is following different hashtags and finding people that I resonate with, and then just reaching out and making some type of authentic connection with them. But to get those 7 people to join, I probably reached out to 40 to like 60 people. And just once I got the little tidbit from you about slowing down and taking my time, I allowed myself to be a little bit more comfortable, because I was a little hesitant at first. Once I had gotten some of that pushback when people were like, whoa, bro, like too much information, way too fast. I didn't get discouraged in the sense that I was going to stop, but I didn't know really how to approach it. And then after we had that conversation, it opened the floodgates again to be able to re-engage with not only them, but then engage with a new audience, and just really just use the third-party tools, the website and the Zoom calls, to let that do the explaining.
Thank you.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting that answer, but yeah. So Ant has about 700 and something Instagram followers, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. So just so you guys know, he's talking about using social media, and he doesn't even have, I'm sorry for being this blunt, but he's underneath the 1,000 followers, which is the case for many of us. So we don't have to have some sort of wild audience. You heard him say that he started following hashtags. And this is, Seema does the same thing. You heard Ant say that he reached out to 40 to 60 people, maybe more. And Seema does the same thing. Hold on, I disappeared here for a second. A lot of successful network marketers make it a habit to network. Okay, it's network first, then marketing. So we have to be creative, and we can use social media in a creative way to reach out to people and just build connections, or we can do it in real life. But we do have to, social media right now, since everybody's indoors, is a huge thing, because everyone's kind of more receptive also to being on the phones. Probably more people are on their phones now than ever, probably ever in history, because they don't have to put the phones down to go to a job. And what did you learn a lesson? Is there something that you came into the month and now you're coming out of the month? Is there like a lesson that you learned that was bigger than anything else through this whole process?
There's multiple things, actually.
Well, let's hear them.
So one of the biggest things was that I realized and I learned that I was really limiting myself with my own beliefs of, I live in a place where not very many people look like me. And so I was using that story and telling myself that, oh, my appearance is hindering me, and all of these things that, I mean, they may be true in some sense, but I don't believe that about myself anymore. And it was after actually connecting with you on the phone the other day. So I learned to stop limiting myself with my thoughts and my current situation. But I've also learned to just like really slow down. And I know that we've kind of like hit on that a few times, but when you go into a store and you're going to purchase something, a lot of times, and at least from my experience, I go to the store knowing what I would already want. And when the salesperson comes up to you and they're like, hey, can I help you find anything? Hey, can I help you find anything? Hey, can I help you find anything? You're like, dude, like, I don't even want the thing that I came to the store for. So I'm just going to leave. And so slowing down, trying to start conversations and not even be worried about closing a sale, just allowing yourself to connect and see if there is something that or a service that can be provided to people. So I've learned that it's not about me and it's not about my success. It's about legitimately trying to help others. And by doing that through asking questions and just being able to engage with them in an authentic way has been the biggest challenge, or not challenge, excuse me, but it's been the biggest lesson that I can take away, because it went from like no movement to a lot in about 18 hours. So yeah.
That's an awesome example about the salesperson, because that's, you know, like you just said, you know what you want to buy, and it's that like hunter mentality of the salesperson can instantly turn you off. And we have to be careful not to be that person.
Yep.
Who was that?
Raven.
Okay, hello. All right, so I was just talking to Raven about this today, so this is why it's funny for her. Ant, what are your plans to replicate this, to you know, have someone in your team go through this process the way that you did?
Just try to express to them that it doesn't take any special skill set. It just takes deliberate action, like setting an intention and then following it up with deliberate action. Because it's not just going to happen. I mean, you can have a chance case where you meet the right person and then it does just happen. But for the most part, it's going to take a little bit of focus. And it doesn't have to be labor intense all day long, like on your phone, like stressed out about it, but just having focused time where, okay, for this next hour, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to not respond to text messages or watch stupid videos. I'm going to reach out to hashtags, reach out to people, make deliberate connections, and then you can go about your day and do whatever you want. But like having very intentional focused time has been something that has really made the difference.
And that is so important. And I'm mentioning mindset. So the answer to that question, what I'm hearing you say is that the way that you're going to duplicate this is to assure that you're supporting your team by helping them stay aligned to their intentions. Because just simply setting an intention is one thing, but when we want to, in order to fulfill the intention, we have to be the intention. And in order to be the intention, every physical activity that we're doing on the daily basis, if it's not aligned to the intention, then you're not actually aligned to your intention. And you can tell that by, like you said, the actions that you're doing need to all be aligned to your intention. So if you guys all have successful intentions, next time you pick up your phone, are you going to TikTok to watch videos for an hour and a half? Or are you doing something that's going to add to the vibration of your intention? And every moment of the day, we're faced with choices. And we're faced with thoughts also, because we choose our thoughts. We want to make sure to keep our choices, our physical choices and our mental choices, aligned with the intention of our goals. And as a leader, Ant recognizes that within his team, this is what's most important for him. And so I want to just verify that, validate that to the highest degree, because that's what's going to allow success in our organizations. And all of us, even if you're brand new and you don't have an organization, let's just say it's you and 2 customers, you will have an organization one day, and this is going to be important. So Ant, that's all I have for you. Does anybody else have any questions? Just looking at the chat here. There we go. So Ant, do you have any last final words? Because this has been so awesome. And yeah, I learned a lot. I'm sure a lot of people does. It's just simple, like you said. Calm, stay centered. Just be the the ease that you would imagine wanting to sign up under. You don't want to pressure somebody to sign up because they're not going to want to have somebody sign up with that pressure. So you want everyone to make choices that are calm and easy, and then they can imagine themselves sharing the same way. But do you have anything last to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think that with utilizing social media, like in iLearn, we have lots of resources available to us, like to have different product knowledge on them. So copying and pasting those to my story and allowing the picture to explain something creates curiosity within people. And then they'll reach out to me and say, oh, what was that thing that I saw or whatever, or just me mixing my power shake or me taking some aminos or whatever the case may be. Like just letting people seeing me take the product has been helpful. And I've gotten lots of feedback from that. And then also just like chilling and taking a very mellow, like centered approach and not being so caught up in how fast you're advancing. But I mean, honestly, guys, with what we've got going right now for the ultimate business transformation, like this is very attainable. It just takes you like being focused and not quitting when the going gets tough. Because there was like that 10 to 14 day period that I was just like, dude, like, I don't know what I'm doing, man. And then while reflecting, I was just being way too aggressive. So yeah, just take it easy. Like know that you can do this. And yeah, you got this.
Thank
guys.
you. I do have another question. It's actually a really important question Seema asked. It's let me see, just read it word for word since he asked it so perfectly. What have you had to say no to or let go of to create your success?
Number one thing that comes to mind is limiting beliefs. And then creating more deliberate habits with how my day looks, because since we are all like at home for the most part, it's very easy to be all wonky and all over the place. So bringing some structure back into my day. And like I said, it doesn't have to be hours on end, but just like, all right, for this hour in the morning, maybe an hour midday and an hour in the evening or whatever, and utilizing that hour to take advantage of like responding to messages and all of that. So that way throughout the rest of the day, you can go about your day doing whatever you want. But yeah, like just some organizational and like structure back into my life. So I've had to bring that back in. And I mean, really letting go of would just be the limiting beliefs that I was telling myself, the things, that were holding me back. And it was really just me.
It's always you, right? We are the limit. So I got another question. What are your personal goals for yourself and even within this Purium? So you've hit executive. Where do we go from here?
I mean, my goal for this month is to shoot for making diamond. And so when I first started, going back to the question that you asked me beforehand, I wanted to make executive quickly. I didn't know that it would be I didn't know that I would do it in 3 weeks, but I wanted to make executive just because I knew that that was the end of my fast start bonuses. And they're one-time bonuses, so I wanted to make sure that I could take advantage of getting those before they were gone. But now that I've done that, I want to help my team grow to get to executive, so that they can have a success story to then tell their new brand partners and just continue the cycle. But my goal for this month is to try and reach diamond.
Yes. And you know how to do it, right? It's going to take some executives, it's going to take some people underneath you doing exactly what you just did, and it's going to help them out. And that's why this whole thing, this is such an ascended business model. I love it because our success is dependent on us supporting our team, our partners, and their success. And we're talking about real success, real tangible green pieces of paper that we can pay our bills with, we can buy cars with, we can pay rent with. And this is something that we all are having to reshift, right? Most of the jobs in this world has been shut off, and now everyone's looking for a way to organize and looking for a strategy to get into the essential services, because that's all that's operating right now. And this is a perfect way for us to position ourselves in a economic climate in a way that serves the whole. This is us providing essential services. So unless you're working in a grocery store or own a grocery store or a gas station or construction industries, I know still going, like this is an opportunity for everyone. And it's important for us to realize that for our personal self, but to also realize that all of America, all of Europe, all of Canada, all of the world is sitting at home right now, just wondering where they're going to make money from. And we have a solution to that. Like, we are the ones carrying the opportunities for everybody. And it's our responsibility to at least let the people in our networks know when the time is right. You know, it's not calling them up to let them know. It's just touching base. If it seems like this would help, if they're telling you they need a solution, then just, hey, check out this website. It's working for me. I made a few $1,000s last month. You should try it out too. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it. Ant, thank you so much. That was so perfect. I think everyone needed to hear that. Everyone's going to gain from that. So thank you for sharing your energy and your wisdom with us. All right, everybody. We are going to bounce out. You're all unmuted. Thank you guys all for watching.
Thank you.
Sharing your energy with us also.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Thank you, Ann.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.
All right, I'm excited for everybody. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Good night. Till next time.
Yeah.
On my phone.